This video is going to be on setting goals. Um, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking that this is stupid and that how hard could it be, right? You set a goal and you go for it. Well, I'm going to go over a little bit like more into depth about that, how it actually works, and how you can use this to your favor. Um, First of all, let's start at the beginning, right? Life without goals is pretty much meaningless. And honestly, a lot of people in most people's lives, they set goals, but they don't really set goals. You know, they don't really go anywhere in life. Um, and so a goal is, first of all, it's an aim. You know, it's a way for us to manifest our human. I know the word manifest will get you, but it's a way for us to manifest our human potential and bend the fabrics of reality to our will and desire. So it's a pretty heavy way of saying it. A goal is just an aim to get what you want, right? They give us a trajectory to channel our potential and energy and time. And so before you go ahead and do any changing with your mindset, because obviously, if I haven't talked about frames yet in these videos, I probably should. But first of all, before you do anything, you need to decide what you want. I mentioned this in another video, but I think Andrew Tate said it best when people say they want all these things, but they don't actually know what they want. They want to start a business, but they don't know why, and they don't know what they want from it. You know what I mean? Like, it's important that you actually understand what you want first, right? Because goals, by their just nature, right? They're just how they are basically a vehicle for you to change yourself. So a good way to look at it is that a goal's a snapshot of the future. So it's a predicted effective culmination of causes that aligns with your feelings of desire and want. So basically, without a goal, life is aimless, you know? And I mean, you probably think, and if you do, you're wrong, that super successful people just kind of stumbled upon success. Well, sure, there's some luck in it. They decided on the future that they wanted, and then they got to work. Right? There's no better way to put that. And that's all success is, right? It's just deciding what you want and then working to get it. And I mean, the problem is that most people don't really decide at all, or they decide on the wrong thing, or worse, they decide on a thing and then give up, just after a little bit of trying. Not even very many people just decide. You know what I mean? So, and you might have already decided what you want, and you might have a desired future situation, and it's all mapped out in your head, right? But it has to be crystal clear. And your expectations have to be aligned with reality. I mean, if it's not crystal clear and it's in misalignment with reality, then your unconscious mind will just destroy you. So hopefully this video can help you just accomplish anything you want. That's the goal. This is something I learned from my mentor, and I've changed my life. So yeah. And I mean, you probably know your number, right? You know how much you want to make in per year, per month. You know. And if you're not sure what that number is, take a few minutes, pause this video, and think. It'll come to you. Whether that's 6 figures a year, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, 7 figures a year. Like, just crystal clear, right? Just decide what that number is, and you know there's no right and wrong answer here. But what's really important that you understand is that when you talk and think about your desired goal, do not consider the time frame at all, or how you're going to even get to that number. Just focus on a number. First of all, if you put a time I'll explain this later in this video more, but you just can't put a time frame on your goals. You just can't. So write down your goal. Like literally, I'm gonna do this just because I want to. Let's say you want to make 50 grand a month. Write down 50 grand month. Okay? And don't write on there like by March or within the next year or in 2024. Just write down that number. And just like pause this video right now and look at it for like 10 seconds. This sounds pretty interesting, but this video will be fun. If you can take anything from this, it'll help. Like I said, there's no wrong answer here. So once you have it, with enough mindset training, you will get there, right? It's hard to say that when I don't have the any mindset training posted, really. Mostly just thoughts and ideas, but that number will become reality if you know what you're doing. But setting a goal isn't enough. Like, you have a goal now. Like, ask yourself, how many times have you set a goal and you just gave up or you just fell short? I mean, probably thousands. So why does this happen? Why do you start chasing a future outcome and then just give up? It's because you don't understand goal setting and the actual dynamics of your goal. I just dropped something. Hopefully in this video I can kind of reveal a mental model to you that allows you to understand these goals and understand them with the best clarity possible. This is going to be a longer video. But listen to this. I mean, all of your goals will be 10 times easier to achieve if you go through this. This is all information I've learned. So there's 6 different ways that you can use to get your goal and to understand it better. So, and you're going to hear this and you're going to be like, of course. So I'm going to put these in the comments. What, when, why, how, where, and who. Into that a little bit more. What? Actually taking aim at your goal, right? When is the time theory about how you shouldn't really put a time limit on things, right? I'll explain this further. The why, so like your actual drive. How, the causality of your goal, like what are you going to do to get that? Where, how your environment encourages you. This is some basic stuff. Like literally in my room, that's my environment. Who, like you got to understand your personal capability. Okay, so if you can understand all of those 6 things, what you want, why you want it, when you should expect to achieve it, how to achieve it, where you need to be to achieve it, and who's required to achieve it, then you could totally understand like the nature of your goal, and you'll probably fucking make it happen. And this doesn't apply to just business. It applies to everything in life. It's great I'm making this. I need to review this. But yeah. So, first of all, the what. Taking that aim. I mean, the question is, what do you want? You know, you have a number in front of you. And yeah, that is your goal. I mean, that's what you took aim on. There's something called goal constants. I won't go into goal constants because at the end of the day, it really depends on what you're actually doing and what your goal is with. So basically, in short, in my field, and I'm sure this is yours too, your goal equals the niche plus the problem plus the solution times the time. That is a review on goal constants. It's basically using different things to make sort of an equation just to get your goal. For example, me, like let's say my goal is 50K a month. My niche, I work with gyms. My problem, let's say they have poor retention, they have members leaving, they have the cost of member acquisition is too high, they can't get people in the door. This all creates pain. So that's the problem, and the solution is knowledge of marketing, how to prevent members leaving, how to get new members in the door, right? And the time multiplied by that, however long it takes to acquire this knowledge and learn how to sell it. That's the thing you can control the least. And those are goal constants. Those 4 things: niche, problem, solution, time. I'm gonna also write this in the comments. But it's kind of like the DNA of your goal. So if you can take a second and actually define what goal constants you need to get that goal. Super simple. Yeah. And once you have your goal constants, do not change them ever. Okay? This is where a lot of people go wrong. They'll define their goal constants, maybe not even really knowing it, and they'll understand what they need to do or whatever, and they just change them because something's not working or they're not giving things time, because the time is, you just can't really control it as much as you want to. So that does mean that whatever you do, you have to stick with that niche, you have to stick with that problem, you have to stick with that solution. Okay? But like I just said, we're missing a variable there: time. So this is going to be talking about when. The when in the 6. People are bad with time. And if you don't understand time in the right way, then you're probably in for a lot of pain. This took a while to understand. So there's a lot of different paradoxes you can look into this. But I'm just going to show a little bit more about how I perceive time to say. So first of all, I'm going to talk about this paradox called the Stockdale paradox. And this is a paradox where it basically means over-optimism, specifically in a time frame. So how the fact that things always take longer, you know what I mean? And people don't understand that. And that creates people to reset their goal constants, or shiny object syndrome, or giving up. Like, this is why people don't stick with their goals, is because the Stockdale paradox, that's what it's called. It basically means don't be over optimistic. But the worst thing you can do is reset your goal constants. Like, seriously, if you spent all this time working in one field with one problem, with one solution, with one niche, and you change something, you're fucked. I'm sorry. You're fucked. So, and it's important to be able to tolerate pain when you get it, because things will get worse, especially in the beginning. Yeah. So I guess the next thing that I want to cover is the depth of goal constants. So I haven't really prefaced this that much this video, but literally the most important thing with goals is goal constants. Like, this is the most important thing. This is all you need to have to achieve your goal. And you need to have a really deep understanding of those 3 things to get that goal, or however many goal constants you create. Because the depth of understanding that you have with those 3 goal constants totally determine how easy it is to achieve your goal. Obviously, let me just draw it. Think of it like the ocean. It's going like that. Maybe even worse. Maybe it's literally going like this. Right? And going deep here symbolizes getting closer to your goal. the shallower you are with your understanding of knowledge and these goal constants, the less easy it is going to be to achieve your goal. So if you can increase that depth of understanding, then it'll be so much easier to achieve your goal. I love posting on this channel because I could just blabber about the most nerdy things that are so actually just so important. And you'll see that I don't mention time here at all, because time is part of this, like I just drew out. Time is the y-axis here, and the x-axis, to say, is your understanding. That looks like shit, but you get the point. So the more time goes on, the better understanding you get. This is why you cannot change your goal constants, because as soon as you change your goal constants, you end up just right back at the top again. And just like that, you wasted all that time. Come on. Yeah. And this graph is exponential, you know? And I would say, I know most people give up in this stage. I just know. People give up in this stage before they have a deep enough depth of understanding to get where they want to go. So, first of all, recap. If I want you guys to take anything from this video, first of all, define your goal constants. Understand that once you have them, you must do everything in your power to not change them. This stuff is so important. So, I'm trying to think. Next, I'm going to go over the where. I think we're on the where now, if I'm right, in the 6. The where... This stuff, the where is probably not the most important thing, but it's good to keep this in mind. If your current environment is like poison, you're in a terrible place, you don't like where you are, your desk sucks, your camera sucks, you don't like the view outside. I'm fortunate to have a decent one. You're in your bedroom like I am right here. All these things can define your environment, right? It's important to have a good environment. That's the short of these. Like, you need to understand what environment it's going to take to get that goal, and that's that part of the 6. So going back to that recap, it's important. Just also, you need to go through all the 6. Okay, and remember that in this equation, or in trying to figure out your goals, the goal constant is. It's technically about the when, but it's a little bit of both. It's, in my opinion, it's the when and the what out of the 6. Defining your goal constants and understanding that time is the most important thing there. Yeah, where was I? This next thing is going to be crazy. And also the last one is who, yourself. That's just being able to grow as a person and transcend yourself. I'm going to talk about a lot about that in future videos, but for now, I'm just going to save it. And that's the 6. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is dry vacuums. For those that know Charlie, this is going to be funny. Just watching this video, but this is probably the single-handedly most important thing I've learned about goals in the past year or two. So, what you should do right now is get a blank piece of paper, and don't put this off. Like, I'm so dead ass. Like, do this right now. Okay. Write down 5 bullet points. Next to number 1, put your desired monthly revenue. So I'm literally gonna do this. Okay. Now number 2. Well, first of all, I want you to add, number 2, I want you to ask yourself, like write down 2. I want you to ask yourself, Like, why do you want this? Like, why do you want this? Why do you want this number? Why do you want this goal? A few examples. Maybe you want to retire your family. Maybe you want to get a car. Maybe you want to get more women. Maybe you want to live in a better spot. Maybe you want to just whatever it is. And then the third thing, I want you to ask yourself why you want that. And then number 4, I want you to ask yourself why you want number 3. And do this as much times. I mean, I'm not kidding. I've probably got down to like number 24. Or like at least number 20. I mean, you can go down really freaking far. And eventually, I mean, this stuff takes a long time. Don't be surprised if this might take more than an hour. But I promise it'll be worth it. Once you're certain that you have the base drive of what you want, and obviously you have to be super honest with yourself here. There will be some ugly motives. I mean, it's bound to happen. Like, it really ugly or really pure ones, like retiring your family. But maybe the reason you want to do that is because you're egotistical and you want that. But you get the point, right? Like, there's good things and there's bad things. But either way, you can understand these motives and basically realize why you're in the situation that you are in and why you want this goal. So, yeah. That right there is your drive for the goal. Whether it's lifting. Let's say you write at the top, I want to be 200 pounds and lean at the top. Write down why. And then write down why. And then why. And then why. And then why. Until you're at literally the base of the drive. And when you get to the base, you have your drive. There's the reason why you work every day and why you want to be where you want to be. Here's an example. This one's pretty funny. I want to make 20 grand a month. Why? I want more money. Why? I want to buy a Lamborghini. Why? I desperately crave attention. Why? Because growing up, my parents didn't give me any. And so your goal is to satisfy an unconscious craving for attention to fill a hole from your childhood. That shit is deeper than you think. You think a goal is just, I want to make 20 grand a month? No. A goal is that you want to satisfy an unconscious craving for attention to fill a hole from your childhood. That is a goal. Another one. I'm having fun with this. I want to make 10 grand a month. Why? To replace my income to quit my job. Why do you want to do that? I hate my current job. Why? I hate being told what to do. Why? It makes me uncomfortable to know someone can exercise power over me and determine the quality of my life. That's a goal. Take control of your life. Not that you want to make 10 grand a month. So it's important that you actually dig for these goals and these drive vacuums and actually understand what your goal actually is. Because otherwise you won't care enough to actually go for it. It's as simple as that. This stuff is so powerful. So let's do one more example. I want to make 10 grand a month. Why? To make 6 figures a year. Why? To avoid getting a 9-to-5. Why? Classic, right? Being average terrifies me. Why? I have some base level narcissism in my personality that rejects mediocrity, and it needs to be channeled. Goal to escape. Like, what? I mean, if that is not drive in your situation, I don't know what could be. That's literally the only way to get what you want. So, yeah. That right there. First of all, this stuff is also dangerous because, I mean, these vacuums, these drive vacuums, they will get you to your goal, but they won't get you beyond that. But just understanding why you're putting yourself through this pain it's really gonna help. However, once you have that physical item that you wanted, whether it was money or a car or to travel, your motivation continuing forward will completely diminish. And this is why people get stuck. So they hit a goal and they lose the drive and work ethic because their unconscious has filled the drive vacuums. You've done everything you need to do. That's what you think in your mind. And that's why before you hit that goal, it's important to set another one. Yeah. If you're already comfortable and you don't have the subconscious drives that pushed you in the first place, then you're not going to move any further. You're going to stay stagnant. So yeah, that's everything I have for you. I'm going to write some of these notes in the comments, not all, but I hope you can now understand how to set goals, how to find the drive to actually go for your goals, and next steps into actually achieving them. This stuff is all science, man. It's not, I mean it severely when I mean like a base level understanding of goal setting cannot help you at all, especially in the long term. So yeah, do the drive vacuums, go through the 6, go through the goal constants, do everything you can, and you'll be ready to actually start working towards what you want. So yeah, that's everything I got.